Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of January's Creative at Life Chronicles, where I'll be talking about certain tools you can use with your January Creative at Life planner, or tools for your everyday life with a planner that you purchased on your own. And our last episode, episode 1, was talking about vision boards. This episode, we're talking about affirmations, what it do, what it is, how you can utilize them for the benefit of your life, to live a more creative life, or just to live a life with a beautiful mindset. So let's get into it. Before we get into the definition of affirmations and what they bring in benefits to us, let's talk about what we think and what we say and how that can translate into how our life actually functions, whether it functions in a negative way or a positive way. So what you say comes from what you think. So you have to be cautious of what you're thinking so that you don't say things that aren't really beneficial towards you or beneficial towards anybody else, because words have power. But to get to the root of what we say, we gotta understand why we think what we think. In the last episode, I talk about our subconscious versus our conscious, and how our subconscious picks up the things that our conscious doesn't pick up. So you can see a full scene of people or an event, and you can only actualize or realize a few of that with your conscious, but your subconscious picks up all of it through the 5 senses, and it can file that. It can file that in the brain, and it can become part of your operating system, whether that be operating in relationships, or that be operating in your everyday life, in your career, in the business that you own, or just how you move in your life in general. And what I mean by that, let's take trauma. I know it got real deep real fast, but I'm telling you, it'll be really quick, and then we'll get into it, and then we'll get out to it for like the positivity of affirmations. When you think about trauma, something may have happened to you when you were younger, or even now, that you didn't know impacted you on a level of seriousness, but didn't know impacted you that much. But essentially, your subconscious picks up those reactions to said trauma, whether it's an emotional reaction or physical reaction, such as anxiety or depression, and files it away, so that if something like that happens again, it has a history of responses that it can bring up. So someone in your life in the past used to tell you over and over again, you suck, you're not good enough, you can't do anything right. They used to call you a failure. They used to say that you're just not doing it. Everything you do is worthless. Let's just say you had that kind of abuse. Well, that can be filed away in your subconscious, and can come up through something small as making coffee, to something big as I don't know, going toward a job and not getting that job that you went after. So when those things happen, all those sayings and thoughts go in your head. You're not good enough, you're not good at anything, you're a failure, you're not smart. So you have these thoughts that come up when events similar to the ones in the past happen, where you start thinking, yeah, you're right, I'm not good enough. Yeah, you're right, I am stupid. When essentially these things that happen are just basic life happenings. Not everyone knows how to make coffee. Not everyone gets a job that they go after. Doesn't mean they're not good enough. It just means that that's not the job for them, or the fact that they need to learn how to make coffee. It's not making coffee and getting a job isn't things that just happen to be in the DNA. It's not things that you just do automatically. That happens. It takes work. But I say all this to say that the way we think can sometimes come from what was said to us, or how we grew up, or what we were taught. And what we think goes into what we say, because you may repeat what that person said and say, I'm not good enough, when things arise that you have failed at. You may think, I'm stupid, I'm not smart enough, I'm a failure. But essentially, those thoughts aren't yours, but they translate into sayings, into words, and words have power. People use words to manifest, which brings us back to affirmations. Affirmations can be positive or negative. In the world of manifesting, when you say affirmation, people automatically think positive affirmations, but essentially there could be negative affirmations too. Again, I repeat, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, or I am stupid. Those kind of thoughts can definitely be detrimental to your life. And so when it comes to changing them for positive affirmations, you got to change the way you think to change what you say, and vice versa. You can reprogram your brain by saying positive things over and over and over again to reprogram your thoughts. There are certain statements that you put together to motivate yourself or to look towards the future, to make you feel good. There are a way to manifest things that you want in your life, whether that be an object, whether that be a mindset, or just in general lifestyle. They are very beneficial. And also, just as an FYI, they're used by Oprah and Obama and Michelle Obama. I think that's just worth doing because they do it. Affirmations can change your negative thoughts and actions. It can also stop your negative thoughts and actions, and they're very beneficial when you do them daily and when they are specific to yourself. As a small little plug, if you purchase the January Great One planner, there is daily spreads for you that also encompass daily affirmations. So when you have an affirmation for yourself, you can write that down daily. You can say it out loud daily, and it helps you, again, be more motivated. Be more motivated within your life, and to go towards your goals. Have a positive mindset and to live a positive life. Not saying that this is sheer light and love positivity, that your life will never be negative, that you'll never have negative thoughts, but this is a way to combat those negative thoughts. For myself, I'm still learning how to create my own affirmations that better my life daily, but some of them that I've come up with for myself is I have an abundance of time to get what I want done today. See? You see what I mean? It's a weird one, but it is because I get anxious when it comes to timing. I'm a very schedule-oriented person, so if I say I'm gonna do something at 4 and I think it'll take an hour and I start later than 4 and it's taking longer than an hour, I get really anxious and I feel like I don't have time to do anything else that I have planned to do that day, so I'll just push it back to another day and become a procrastinator on my own tasks that I put on my plate. But then I realize that sometimes if I just don't think about it and do the thing, I think it's gonna take me so long to clean the kitchen or the bathroom, and then I do it and it took a shorter time than what I imagined, so I overthought it. So when I think I don't have enough time, I really do put pressure on myself that I can't get anything done in the day, and so that turns me into a procrastinator kind of, because I keep pushing things back because I'm like, well, I don't have enough time. So when I say I have an abundance time I have an abundance time in the day to get what I want done. It helps me. I actually feel like I have an abundance of time to get everything that I want done. And essentially, I have more than that when I'm done all my tasks because I was very focused on getting it done. I said done a lot in that sentence. I could also say it could be very difficult for someone to come up with their own affirmations if they're not conscious about what they think and what they say on a regular basis. I have learned that we have over 10,000 thoughts a day, and those recycle from day to day. So what you're thinking in the day are thoughts you've had the day prior, what you're gonna have the next day and the next week, because it's just a repeated cycle. And so if you're repeating your thoughts, you're repeating your sayings. So you have to take note of what you're thinking and what you're saying to actually stop what you're saying that's having a negative impact on you. A good way to write down affirmations to first figure out what you say to yourself that's negative in the first place, and then reverse that to make it a positive. Also, with the January Great One Creative at Life Planner, with the bundle box, it came also with affirmations for anyone who doesn't know how to write their own affirmations or just can't come up with one for the day and they really need one, or they need some kind of motivation. I wrote a few, so I'm going to pick one as an example of what an affirmation would sound like. Not two. I embody greatness. This goes along with the great one mindset, or the great one theme of January's planner. So I embody greatness. I love this one so much, but that's just something that you can say. And the planner is a way to physically write down your affirmations. Another good tool after you've sat down and rephrased your negative affirmations to a positive one, you can go and do mirror work, which is to stand in the mirror and say the things out loud looking at yourself. When I'm in a bad mood, for myself, I'll go into the mirror and like just dance around, look at myself in the eye and be like, baby girl, you got this. Mind you, my name for myself when I'm going through it is baby girl, to be more gentle with myself. I'm like, baby girl, you got this. Breathe, breathe. Take it one step at a time. You are capable. You are worthy. Like just going at it with myself. Just going at it in the mirror with myself and just positive bombing myself whenever I get into a negative mood. So those are just some ways to utilize affirmations, where they come from, what it do, and why people use it. I hope that you utilize them and incorporate them into your life. I think that'd be very beneficial. And that is it for this episode of the January Creative at Life Chronicles. The next episode is talking about visions versus actions, and I hope to see you there. But until then, stay creative.